Hello everyone, welcome to the RCD ShareNet. It's really a pleasure to present to you today one of the exciting projects we are going to offer at this time of the year. The tax season is the RCD Free Income Tax Clinic. So the Free Income Tax Clinic has a long history. We have been offering the service for over a decade. And it started, I still remember, with one volunteer. And last year, we had 6 or 7 volunteers helping up with the project. And the number of people we have served has also increased significantly. So this year, we hope that we will bring the service to more people, to the entire community. So today we are talking about that because, under the shadow of COVID-19, a lot of things have changed, including the procedures and the arrangement for the income tax clinic. Today I have invited my colleague Kathy Shi to talk about the project, because the project actually is her baby. It's been under her guidance and supervision for the past several years, and it has flourished. So, I want to introduce to you Kathy, and Kathy will tell us a little bit about the project. Is actually under the leadership of the Government of Canada's one of the project they offer called the CVITP.
Yeah.
So Community Volunteer Income Tax Program. So Kathy, can you tell us a little bit more about this program?
Sure. The CVITP is the program is a community organization host free tax clinic where volunteers file tax returns for eligible people. Under the directives of Canada Revenue Agency, tax clinic volunteers complete tax and benefit returns for eligible individuals to ensure they receive or continue to receive the benefit payments to which they are entitled. CRA provides trainings for volunteers and provide customized tax preparation software. So everything under CRA's guidelines to help the community.
Oh, that's good to know, because it's very important to get the tax returns or to get some of the rebates from filing your tax. And also it is mandatory for, a benefit recipients to file their income tax as well. And it is the responsibility of citizens to do that.
Yeah.
The virtual tax clinic, that is what I've heard of the word for this year, virtual tax clinic. That is a bit strange because of the COVID-19. There's no more on-site processing of the income tax filing. So what is the difference, with the usual practice this year? Kathy, can you tell us a little bit more?
Sure. This is a new thing, okay? Because of the social distancing concern, no on-site processing this year. All related documents must be dropped off, email in, or fax in. Then volunteer will prepare tax return for you. Once the tax return is submitted successfully, the result will be picked up in person or emailed back to you or faxed to you.
Oh, that is actually quite convenient for some people, but then, maybe some of the participants of the previous program, they used to come in person and would meet our volunteers in person, so they may miss out something.
Yeah.
That is. So when are we providing these services then?
Okay, this year, the services will from March 8th, that means this Monday, to April 28th. April 28th is our last day to receive people's drop-off documents.
Oh, normally I hear that the end of the tax season is actually the end of April.
Yep.
So why are we finishing a few days earlier?
A volunteer needs 2 days lead time to prepare your tax returns, so can meet the the actual last day of the CRA's requirement.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. So if you plan to have to bring your documents to us for income tax processing, be mindful of the deadline. If you come after that, then we might not have the ability to help you, and we don't want you to miss filing the income tax. And also after the tax season, we may not be able to file the income tax again because of it is the guideline of the CRA, right? So is the service available to everyone? So can I come and have my tax filed by you?
Okay, the CVITP free service is offered free of charge. So to everyone who meet the eligibility criteria. Individuals who have a moderate income and a simple tax situation, I would say simple tax situation, then can come to us to seek the service. So the simple tax situation is you don't have income or income from employment, pension, benefit, support payment, scholarship, interest. Interest under 1,000, we accept that to provide the service. For the income, family income, if you are one person, the income under 35,000, or 2 persons, 45,000, 3 persons, 47,500. You can see the poster. Just follow that's the income criteria. If you think you are under this income criteria, you can come to us.
So that's good to learn about the eligibility criteria. But when you say eligibility, there must be some ineligible tax situations. So what are they?
Okay. If you are under self-employment, then sorry, we can't provide you the service. Or you have the rental income or interest income over 1,000, or capital gains, such as you sell stock last year, then you have some capital gain or capital loss. Volunteer cannot calculate for you. Or you have a foreign property, that means you need to fill out the T1135 form. Or bankrupt individuals or deceased persons, we can't do that. The volunteer cannot do that.
Mm-hmm. So be mindful of the ineligible tax situation, because when we screen the people who are interested for the service, then if you are not eligible, we may turn you away, because we want to reserve the services for people who are eligible and who are in need of the service. Mm-hmm. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so that is good to learn all those, but I think sometimes it's quite complicated. It's not a simple situation. Mm-hmm. So after reviewing the eligibility criteria, I still don't understand it. I don't know whether I'm qualified or not. So how can I get help?
Please just call us. I think through the phone call, then we can ask you a question and you answer. Then we will help you to prepare your documents. Our phone number 604-232-2404. You can ask me, Kathy, or Jer to answer your questions. Or you can email us. The address is taxfiling@rcdrichmond.org. Mm-hmm. Or in person, come to see us, then we can answer your questions too.
Okay, yeah. So if you haven't caught that, don't worry. We have the web link to the information on our website. So you can go to description and you see that. And once click on that and goes to our website, all the information is there and all the contact information. Mm-hmm. So now, Kathy, now I know I'm eligible. Then how do I start with bringing how can I bring the papers to you to do that, to do the income tax filing?
Okay. The most important things, make sure you receive all tax slips. People, if you once the volunteer file do the tax return for you, then you found, or you still have one more tax slips didn't report, then that will make a bit of trouble. Volunteer cannot solve that for you. So just make sure you receive all your tax slip. Then come to us, fill up the personal information forms. This form related, you need to write down your personal information such as date of birth, your address, your marital status, is the same as last year or not, address same as last year or not. All of the personal information form is easier for volunteer to enter your data to the software, and will reduce the errors. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do I get the personal information from you? So
yes.
Yep. Okay.
If you call in, give us your email address if you have, then we can email you. Then you just print it out, or you fill up, use the computer, because this form is fillable, a PDF. Then save it, email back to us with your relevant documents, tax slip documents. Then we will arrange volunteer to do to prepare your tax returns.
But if I don't have an email, then can I come to your office?
Yes. If you don't have the email, come to us, pick up a form, go home, then fill up, then come back again with all relevant tax slips and your ID.
Okay, yeah. So I understand I need to bring in all the slips. So if I receive some slips late, can I bring that in afterwards, after the income tax has been filed?
Well, that's a bit of trouble, because yes, we still have seniors volunteer can do it for you, but of course that's cause a bit of trouble. That means that you need to fill up another adjustment form. But I don't want, everyone has that kind of case that will increase the volunteers' workload. Yeah.
But we also probably don't have the capability of doing adjustment.
Yeah, no.
Right? So just make sure that you wait and receive all your slips before you come. Especially if you know that they are slips that required for income tax filing, from previous years, and don't just rush in, because there's still lots of time to do that. And this year, I think the good thing about this virtual income tax clinic is that is no physical time that you need to book. So actually, then we can take unlimited, people signing in for the program. Like before, when we sign people up, they're actually physical spots that you filled.
Right.
But now we don't do that. And I actually think, Kathy, the other good thing about the income tax with the virtual setup is we no longer do the $5 refundable deposit. If you remember our services before, because of the volunteers actually coming in person, so not to waste their time and to guarantee when people sign up they come, we actually ask them to pay a $5 deposit, but we refund it, after the income tax been finished, after they come, right?
Yeah.
But this year we don't do that. So because of this screening and things, so I think that is also, one big improvement of the project. So that is... Okay, so now I've brought all the slips and everything in. So will I be contacted after signing up?
Yeah, you will. Maybe before we talk about that, maybe I can show the people about the what is the tax slips looks like. Okay, that's for example, if you are seniors, you will receive a T4A OAS on your right hand side, up right hand side, okay? Then or T4A P, that's for CPP, T4E. And for people receiving the PWD income assistance or any benefits, you will receive a T5007. And some people probably have T5, that's for interest. And for students, there is a T2202. This is for tuition. This is very important. You can go to your school account, then just download it. So you bring all this form. This is called the tax slips. Yeah.
Wow, I never realized there's so many different types of tax slips. Yeah. But that also remind me, when I also look at the personal information form, right? When we look at that, that is also a section asking you about your spouse. So for married couple, do they need to file the income tax or coming to us together?
Normally, yes, they need to file together. But of course, there is an exception. For some reason, they do the tax separately. But in here, we just make the volunteer easier. We will ask you, if you tick married, then we will ask your spouse social insurance number and the name. And sometimes probably you don't know the amount, the income amount of your spouse. Just leave it there. But if you know the amount, just give as much as possible. Will save volunteers time.
Is there any issue if the information is inaccurate?
Of course, the CVITP volunteer, they do this. They are not. I won't say they are not professional, but they have some training from the CRA. If there is some errors, no worry and don't be panic. Very simple. You just write a letter to or do some adjustment form to CIA. CIA will do it for you. People afraid of CIA actually. They won't bite you. They are very friendly. If you have any request, you say it very clearly. They will help you to solve your issue.
But I know that the CRA also have their own database. So obviously we won't be able to access the CRA database. But if that is any incompatibility, like the information provided here by the volunteer, obviously from the person, and then it doesn't match with the CRA database.
Yeah,
that seems to be a lot of problem, right?
Yes, because the volunteer, finally, they will do the e-filing. That means electronic file, submit your tax data to tax returns data to CIA's website. CIA's data. Right? Yeah. So if they can match the data with the CIA's database, sometimes they will reject the submission. So just make sure your social insurance number with your name is the same as the CIA's database. Then we'll get it through and successfully submit your tax returns file.
Oh, that is why I remember, when I helped out with last year's the tax clinic, we actually asked people to bring in the former year's income tax file if they have it. Yeah. That is helpful because then we can compare the name, the address, or other information. So if that is the case, then it will be helpful as well.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. If you have, for this year we are doing the year 2020's tax return, right? If you still have the 2019's notice of assessment, welcome to bring it us for volunteer as a reference. Yeah.
So, like that is perhaps my last question. I bring in all these different things, and then so how do I know that my income tax return has been filed, and what will happen to all the documents I brought in?
Once the volunteer finish the income tax filing, a summary report will be generated and returned to you. You can choose how to receive it, the final result, by email, pickup, or fax to you. I show this, there is a slide. So finally, you will see 3 pages. One is e-filing report. That means your tax returns sent out successfully to CRA. The second form is the TI-60. Then you can see there is some refund, and the third one is a summary report. This one you will see the your how much GST you will receive next year, or how much refund you will get from this tax file returns. Yeah.
That is very clear. So how about the documents that I sent in? I always wonder, will you return that to me, and what will you do with them?
Okay, once if you kind of original copy, leave your original copy with me. We only have 2 people can look at your documents, Jerry and I. So in the whole office, only 2 of us will see your documents. Once it's done, original copy will return to you. If you email in, we save your data into our internal server, RCD internal server. We call it a NAS. Just save in our server. It's very it's high security for the data storage. So even for the volunteer, they need to log in our RCD's NAS system to prepare your tax returns for you. Once this tax seasons finish, all the original copy, even your personal information form, we will shred it every year. As usual, we will shred it. Just like this year, many people come to me and say, "Hey, I have data in your office. Last year I did the tax return with you." I said, no, we didn't give you anything. You need to file. You need to fill up the form again. Every year you need to fill out the form. Again, we didn't keep any. We can't keep any your personal information in office. Yeah, that's also the CVITP's require the organization to do so.
Oh, that is good to know. So we do have all these safety measures to keep safe of your personal information. If you have any question, feel free to ask Kathy or Jer. So Kathy, can you tell us again, what is the service period for the income tax clinic?
Okay, the service is from March 8th already start till April 28th.
So please mark it, and then if you have received all your slips, and then do sign up for the service. And we have all the information on our website. Again, the link is in the description below. And we also have requests about doing our ShareNet sessions in Chinese or Cantonese or Mandarin, and we have done that for a few others. But because of the timely issue, that we're not going to do this in other language. But I've learned from our IT team that actually using the YouTube platform is very accessible, because you can choose to have a subtitle, or they call it closed caption, in Chinese. So we have already tested on that and it works well. If you are not aware of this function and you want to learn about it, feel free to put it in the comment below or contact us at the office, then we can give you the guidance how to access the Chinese subtitle. So with apology that we're not going to repeat this session in other language, but some of the other sessions we may. So just look at the schedule on our website, then you can see a little bit more of our planning. So finally, I want to thank everyone joining us here. Yeah. I hope that you will, if you find the session useful, share it with your friends, family, and subscribe. Ask them to subscribe, like us, and also view the video, because all your support will mean a lot to us for us to build up the foundation. The more subscribers we have, the more likes we have, the more comments and sharing we have from you, then we can actually reach out to a broader audience. Thank you very much. And so Kathy and I will, say thank you and
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.